What if I told you the world was built on something horrifying and almost no one is talking about it? To understand the world we live in today, we have to go back to where it all started. Let's explore the real story of the Atlantic slave trade. The Atlantic slave trade was a carefully structured system built for maximum profit. What started as a small-scale operation by Portuguese traders soon became industrialized. As Spain, Britain, France, and the Netherlands joined in, fueling the growing demand for forced labor in the New World. European merchants and investors built entire economies around the selling of human beings, ensuring that every stage of the process was designed for maximum profit. European ships lined the West African coast, their captains negotiating with local rulers and traders for human cargo. The constant demand for captives ignited warfare among African nations. Some leaders resisted, but others, trapped by economic and political pressures, were forced to participate. Villages were raided, families torn apart, and entire regions plunged into chaos. What had once been thriving communities were now battlegrounds, leaving scars that would reshape Africa's future for generations. How did European economies benefit from making slavery a global enterprise? Ships left their ports loaded with goods, weapons, textiles, alcohol, and trinkets, destined for African markets. These weren't random supplies, but carefully selected items, chosen to appeal to the rulers and traders controlling access to Africans. European manufacturers adjusted their production lines to meet the needs of the trade. More weapons meant more wars meant more prisoners meant more profits. Captured men, women, and children were forced onto the very ships that had arrived with goods, replacing barrels of rum with human bodies. Chained in groups, they were marched from the forts to the shore. European traders built massive fortresses along the coast, not just to store captives, but to protect their investments. These forts, like Elmina Castle in Ghana and Gorée Island in Senegal, became the last stop on African soil for millions. Behind their stone walls, people were held in dark, overcrowded dungeons, living in filth, waiting for a ship that would carry them across the Atlantic. This wasn't just a business for individual traders. European nations built their wealth on this system. Before we continue, I want to share a powerful moment in history. In 2013, President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama visited Gorée Island, home to the House of Slaves Museum, one of the most haunting reminders of the Atlantic slave trade. Narrated by Michelle Obama, this short clip captures the emotional weight of what millions endured. Let's watch.
Today we boarded a ferry to Gorée Island, which is just off the coast of Senegal. Now, for roughly 300 years, until the mid-1840s, millions of men, women, and children from Africa were kidnapped from their homes and communities and brought to this island to be sold as slaves. Now, on the island, we saw cells where dozens of people were packed together for months on end. We saw the courtyard where they were forced to stand naked while buyers examined them, negotiated a price, and bought them as if they were nothing but property. And we saw what is known as the door of no return, the doorway through which these men and women and children passed on their way across the ocean to a life of slavery, a brutal journey many of us know as the Middle Passage.
That's a wrap, History Seekers. Catch the full story on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.